All right guys, in today's video we're going to be installing the swivels for the front seats on the 2019 Sprinter van. We got them from Alpine Mechanisms, also Luftcraft I guess is the company that they're manufactured by. But you can go to alpinemechanisms.com. They're usually sold out, so you have to get on a waiting list. I sent them an email asking to get on the waiting list, and they said, yeah, we have a bunch of sets in right now, but they're all sold. So we'll put you on for the next batch, and they said that would be about 8 weeks. The next day, I actually got a call from them. I got lucky, and someone that had reserved them backed out, and they had an extra set. So I was able to get mine within a week delivered. They come in a big, like, hard crate, and it's super heavy. They want to make sure nothing gets damaged. So anyways, the first step, actually not the first step, but one of the steps to doing it, I guess, from Corey at Cardiff Camper Van told me that you don't actually need to trim any of the plastics on the seat. I guess on previous models you did, but this one you do not have to trim any of this, but you do have to trim some for the brake lever. So they give you this additional bracket, which allows you to drop your parking brake down low so that this will clear when it goes to swivel. If you just leave that as is, this thing won't swivel, it'll just hit the brake. So that's what we did yesterday. Went and had installed the bracket. You have to cut out this little chunk here so that it actually works. Otherwise you're sitting, it wouldn't clear this. So you cut out that little notch, and then you cut it at the base as well. So now we're all good. So that's it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start removing the seats. I guess from what Corey told me from Cardiff Camper Van, he said you have to let the car sit for about 20-30 minutes and then disconnect the battery. I guess if you don't do that, you can actually throw a bunch of codes and then you have to take it to the dealer for them to clear them. So we're gonna try our best to avoid that. We're gonna remove all the power to the van, remove the seats. Apparently there's a little tab on the seat you have to cut off. Other than that, it's really plug and play, right? Just unbolt them, bolt the swivel on, bolt the seat back on, and you're good to go. So probably not a lot of commentary throughout this video. We're just gonna go ahead and do it and try and film as much as we can, and then yeah, we'll go from there. I'll let you know if I do throw a code. Hopefully I can kill all the power to the van and not have to deal with that, but we'll see. All right guys, so it looks like battery box is right here at the front entrance of the van, right by the driver's seat, and it looks like a T20. So we've got that undone. Lift this guy up. All right, so went ahead and pulled that whole floor up. And it looks like we should remove this, and hopefully it's under there. It looks like there's some power coming right through there, so that should be it. All right guys, so we switched over to a T25. And there's the battery. All right guys, so we got positive and negative disconnected. It was just a little 10mm socket. I'm gonna go ahead and wait about 20 minutes just to be safe. Just let all the power drain. I don't see any concern really, but just to be safe, I just wanna let it all drain out before I start unbolting anything else. So we'll see in about 20 minutes. All right guys, so we got the passenger seat out. Super easy. All you do is slide the seat all the way forward. I'll show you over here. And there's two bolts right here and one on each side. Get those out of the way. Come to the front, there's a little connector right up here. Just undo that, slide the seat all the way backwards, and then there's two more bolts, and then they come right out. Super easy. When you are first doing it, you'll have the foam cover that's right here. This actually comes through it, and so you can actually just rip it, rip the foam cover, because we're not going to be, I guess you don't use them when you have these swivels installed, so you can just rip it and get that nice and loose, and you're good to go. In the directions it says that these are an 11mm bolt. I used a 10mm, and it was perfect. So I don't know if it's just something different between the years, and it's just, you know, but yeah, it was a 10mm for me. And then also they say they have instructions on how to disconnect the seat belt. But on the 18s and older, they're attached to the base here. On the 19s, they're on the B pillar here, so we don't have to worry about that, so it makes it even easier. Okay, so we got the seat swivels installed. When you install them, you want to make sure that the offset is out toward the side of the closest to the door. So if you look at these are offset a little bit to the right hand side. So this is for the passenger, that's for the driver. When you install them, they give you these countersunk bolts. You just got to swivel it out of the way, bolt them down, and then the seat will bolt into these ones. One other thing is the little trigger here. Pretty easy to install. It's just got a little bolt on it. Just, you want to, when you come around the side here, you want to make sure that it pokes through all the way when it releases, so that it'll actually hold the swivel in place. But that's it. These are both installed, and now I'm going to put the seats on, and we actually have to cut off this piece on the seat. These little centering tabs in the back here. These little centering tabs you can either cut with a hacksaw or a cutting wheel or whatever. So I'm gonna work on getting those off, and then I'll get these installed. All right, guys, so we have cut off that little piece, and now we have the seat sitting back down. So the driver's seat sitting on the new swivel platform. I slid the rails all the way back, or the seat all the way forward. And as you can see, we're lined up here. We got the hole here and here. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the bolts. And apparently you go from, just to make it all flush, the nut will actually sit on the top and the bolt will sit on the bottom, just like that. So I'm gonna, obviously I need two hands, so let me put you guys down and get this going. All right, so the new nut is a 17mm. Gonna go around and get them all snugged up, and then I'll come back and tighten them down. It says to tighten down to 35 pounds of torque. I don't have a torque wrench with me, so I'm just gonna crank them down. Uh-oh. All right, guys, I think I messed up. I said that you want this circle towards the outside. I actually think that you want it towards the inside. I think I put the seat on and it was hitting here, and I think it's because of the way I accidentally put the passenger one on the driver's side. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that, swap it around, and make sure that that is correct. All right, guys, so I just swapped the side of it, you know, driver to passenger, and we're gonna test it out right now and see if it now works. And bingo. And then I guess you can move it back again. Cool, so that's it. I'm gonna tighten this one down, install the other one, and we'll be done. Hey guys, quick side note, when you're installing swivel seats, I showed you in the beginning, you know, make sure to disconnect the battery before you do anything, otherwise you're gonna throw a code, which I did, and then at the very end of it all, I disconnected everything, put all the seats in perfect, connected the passenger seat, went to the driver's seat, installed that one, reconnected the battery, and realized I didn't connect the driver's seat. So I did that and I threw a code. So I was lucky enough, we do a lot of business with Hohen in Carlsbad, and they were awesome enough to reset the code for me at no charge, because we do know them pretty well. But I did actually call Penske, which is closer to my house, and I also went to a smaller shop, and they both said that it costs about $175 to reset that code. It takes 5 minutes to do, but it's a $175 charge. So guys, just make sure, disconnect the battery, and then make sure to reconnect the seats before you reconnect the battery, so you don't throw that code. All right, that's it. That's the last point I wanted to make. Go get some seats, start swiveling around. They're awesome. And that's it. Thanks guys, we'll see ya.